we've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
And extinction is a thing of the past.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
So this week we're discussing the 1993 Stephen Spielberg film Jurassic Park.
Classic.
And, this is a big Russ movie, right? You like this?
Oh my God, Gary, this is the movie that made me want to make movies. It's the reason I pursued anything in entertainment. Look where it's got me now.
Yeah.
I watched it at like an after-school program that it was way younger kids. We should not have been watching it. It was probably like 95. I did not see it in theaters. I was only 5 in 93 or whatever, so I wouldn't have seen it then, but yeah, it just left an impression. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 De Niro's. If De Niro came out, he'd go, yeah, I like the dinosaurs and the character development. And yeah, so that's me out the gates. At the front Jurassic Park gates.
Russ loves it. 5 stars from Russ. We talked a little bit about Batman and how like marketing became like a really big part of movies in the 1990s.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The original Jurassic Park is kind of like the next progression of that. Mm-hmm. They even designed like a similar poster. It's pretty much just like a simple, like highly stylized logo.
For the movie?
Yeah, the Jurassic Park movie poster.
Yes.
It's just the logo.
Right.
On black.
Right.
It's basically the Batman poster.
Exactly.
They figured out you just have to make a logo that's easy to replicate and can be put everywhere.
That striking symbol, yeah.
The marketing campaign for the movie was $65 million, and it included deals with 100 companies to market 1,000 different products.
It's funny, $65 million, because that's
it's like the budget of the movie.
That's it also, it's called 65 million years in the making is the tagline for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been, 65 million years since dinosaurs were on the Earth.
Yeah, so there was, like I said, there was 1,000 different products, 3 Jurassic Park video games, a toy line by Kenner, McDonald's dino-sized meals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the stupid food tie-ins.
Fucking
sure,
everything.
Yeah.
You really could not escape Jurassic Park. And that's what basically all summer blockbusters became after this.
Sure.
If Jaws created the 70s, or created the summer blockbuster in the 70s, then Jurassic Park is just like the 90s progression of that. Mm-hmm. And it, represents the time, and it like reflects the culture of the time and the audience. It was like, made for kids, whereas like Jaws was made for, adults having a date night or people going out to go see a movie, and it had like long scenes to develop characters, and it had things for adults, and it was a little bit more edgy. Mm-hmm. This is a more watered down, bland corporate version of that.
Sure. That said, this movie still does have character development, unlike
it's a pretty
continuations of the series.
It's a good movie, and it's a good script. Mm-hmm. I probably would give it 4 stars. But I'm just saying it's like it feels very 90s.
Sure.
The trailer for Jurassic Park provided only a fleeting glimpse of the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, it's a tease.
Yeah.
You can't blow your load. Now everybody knows what dinosaurs look like. So if there isn't like 17 roaring dinosaurs in the trailer, I don't give a fuck about that movie.
They really sold it like Spielberg used to, with like never revealing too much.
I mean, that's smart. That's smart marketing. Again, just the bat symbol. Just this dinosaur symbol.
So Jurassic Park was the highest grossing film ever until Titanic was released in 1997. I think it had the first $1 billion box office, or at least it was close.
Wow. For inflation or just of the day?
No, I think it might have been, if it wasn't $1 billion, it was very close. It was like 900 million.
Wow.
It was huge. It was a big movie.
For
the logo was slapped on everything. You couldn't escape the marketing.
Yeah. And
this is how our generation grew up, with this like monoculture where everyone saw the same 5 corporate movies and had the same toys and fucking 8 McDonald's.
Dude, everybody, the Jurassic Park fan base is all about the toys.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be. It was integral to the enjoyment of the thing, These, in fact, you know what? I will say, the Jurassic Park toys, the dinosaurs are good. You know, they're pretty.
I
They're
remember them
decent
being
sculpts.
pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah, they're good sculpts. There's typically battle damage or something to the dinosaurs for some reason.
I remember a T-Rex with like the side ripped out where the raptor bit it.
You see a spine and shit. Yeah,
But it's just like a lot of irony that these like new Hollywood guys came out of the counterculture to create these big corporate toy commercials. Especially like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
right. I mean, you know, money, dude. They know. They figured it out. They made this industry what it is by doing that. I wonder if it was their ideas or just the Kathleen Kennedy.
It's just, you know, their ambition is to make big movies. This is what you have to do to make big movies. They didn't give a fuck about the ideals. I don't think they...
You think that was their ideas, though, or like Frank Marshall's, though? You think it was other producers to like really push these things, or you think Spielberg is like, yeah, you know what? I wanna release it across theaters everywhere. You know?
think Spielberg wanted to do a McDonald's crossover?
Yeah. It was
it's what you have to do to make a movie that costs $65 million.
Sure.
Spielberg wants $65 million to make his big, stupid movie because he's got an ego and he wants to make the big, stupid movie. He's the greatest and he's going to spend the most money on the biggest, stupidest dinosaur movie. So to do that, he has to go to McDonald's and get on his knees and blow the fucking CEO of McDonald's in front of everyone.
Ronald?
Yeah.
Ronald
It's
McDonald.
Ronald's the business operator.
Or is it, who's the big purple guy?
The Grimace?
Grimace, yeah.
Yeah, he had to go in there and eat the Grimace's.
Oh, a
So
little
he
bit
could
deeper.
he could have a $30 million budget for CG or whatever.
Hey, Spielberg really cleaned that purple hole.
Yeah.
I just had a McFlurry and now
Is that what Grimace sounds like?
in my mind.
It's an artistic
when he's getting his ass ate out. You know?
Yeah. So the plot of Jurassic Park centers around a rich industrialist named John Hammond, played by Richard Attenborough.
Oh, Sir Richard Attenborough.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know he was knighted.
Yeah, he is. He's actually he's acted in a lot of things, but he's also directed a number of films, such as Gandhi, which won like an Academy Award or whatever. The man's done quite a bit. He did it was a musical that he directed. Was it something like it? Anyway.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh, I didn't know Richard Attenborough was a filmmaker. So Hammond has created a theme park of cloned dinosaur attractions on a tropical island, thus the title Jurassic Park. In the film's opening scene, a dinosaur handler is killed by a velociraptor while attempting to feed it.
Well, we don't know what it is yet, Gary. Yeah, we see that there's an eye inside this cage, and it rips the black guy apart who's got a name. First kill of the movie, black guy. Yeah. Good job, Spielberg.
That's your description of him? The black guy who's got a name.
His name is Joffrey. He's the gatekeeper.
Yeah, it is Joffrey. Let me explain the scene
Everybody
a little
loves
bit.
Joffrey.
Yeah. Well, they try to like line a crate up to the gate of the raptor cage, and then when they open the gate, the raptor bumps the crate and grabs the Jurassic Park employee. That's Joffrey. And the velociraptor pulls in Joffrey, and then the game warden, Robert Muldoon, who's played by Bob Peck, he grabs onto the guy's hand. So this poor Jurassic Park employee is just getting ripped apart as they try to tug of war him away from a fucking dinosaur.
Right. And all the guys are using non-lethal weapons.
Yeah.
They all
Muldoon's
have...
just screaming, "Shoot her! Shoot her!"
Well,
It's pretty great opening.
It is. It really sets the scene for in the drama and peril. They do use non-lethal, like they're first shocking it with these shock prods, and then he gives the order to shoot her.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic and compelling, and like, despite no gore and no full dinosaur reveal, it gets you pretty into the movie.
Yeah.
In the next scene, a lawyer representing Jurassic Park's investors shows up to an amber mine. He's wearing this like ridiculous big suit. This scene feels
Gennaro.
But this scene does feel like really weird and like shoehorned in.
It's a way to explain what happened out of that incident, and now
it's a lazy way to explain. He's giving all this plot info to this seemingly uninterested miner, and then the scene ends with him holding up a piece of like amber with a mosquito in it. There's no logical reason for this conversation other than like just squeezing in all this plot info inorganically, and then showing the stupid amber with the mosquito in it.
Okay, all right, sure.
The filmmakers obviously want to demonstrate the science or conceptual science behind cloning a dinosaur.
Right.
which was a novel and exciting concept in the early 90s.
Right. I mean, it was real scientists even considered, could we do this? Could that be an option? You know?
Sure.
I think what they ultimately discovered is not necessarily. There's far too much lost in the process.
But, this whole thing with all the over-explaining the science and whatnot, this is part of why I never got into dinosaurs or Jurassic Park as a kid. It all just seems like a bait and switch to trick kids into reading and
Into learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? For as much as I like dinosaurs, I didn't really ever learn too much about dinosaurs. I learned a bunch about Jurassic Park and filmmaking, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Dinosaurs are fucking stupid.
They're dead. What are they gonna? They're dead. They're chickens now. We eat them.
Yeah. Well, the boomers thought they were smart and they could trick their children into doing homework with monsters, you know?
Sure.
They also thought they could keep their kids off drugs with the DARE program.
Oh, we all know what.
How did that work out, right?
Yeah, it didn't.
Now we have an opioid crisis and 5 terrible Jurassic Park sequels.
He's not wrong.
The next scene takes place at an archaeology dig. It's a real Hollywood archaeology site too. There's like fucking multiple full dinosaur skeletons. There's like a skeleton like every 5 feet. They're just like tripping over them.
People just scooping it out with their hand, blowing it off, and it's coming out real clean and nice. Yeah.
It's probably like a lifetime discovery to find a dinosaur skeleton intact like that.
But no, they're digging up 2, I think, even in this scene.
So Hammond shows up and invites paleontologist Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, and paleobotanist Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern.
Who seemed to be an item, right? They seem to be together.
They're like a couple in this movie.
Yeah.
And he
not in the book, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Yeah. He invites them to come and check out Jurassic Park. This scene gives us a little character development of Alan Grant. He likes dinosaurs and digging, and he doesn't like children or computers.
Yeah, he actually says he hates a lot of things in this movie.
Yeah.
He's kind of a curmudgeon.
This guy is very unlikable.
A little bit. I liked him as a kid. He seems like he'd be like, I don't know why he seems likable, but he's not really.
At this point, Laura Dern is 3 years away from experiencing the type of temperature increase that wiped out the dinosaurs, and Dr. Grant is too busy digging in the sand to put some amber in her mind. You know?
That was loaded, folks. Did you catch all those? That was, yeah. No,
she wants kids, and her fucking man-child boyfriend is arguing with 6-year-olds about fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, he's gonna slash you in your dick, kid. He's gonna slash you right in your dick if you don't, if you don't appreciate him.
Yeah,
kid. You know that kid's actually a Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal?
No. Yeah.
Damn.
For the purpose of this podcast, yeah.
So basically, Hammond bribes the couple with funding for their dig, and they agree to go to the park.
Yeah.
And then the next scene intros Dennis Nedry, played by Wayne Knight, whom most will probably recognize as Newman from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Nedry is conspiring to steal specimens from Jurassic Park for Hammond's corporate rival, who is represented by a guy named Dodgson.
Yep. Louis Dodgson.
Yeah.
Played by, I don't know the guy's name, but he is a convicted rapist now.
Oh, interesting.
So
that's a
so
little
makes him,
Where Are They Now from Russ.
Makes him a little more evil, huh? Now that you're watching the movie, you're a little more suspicious of this guy with the hat and the sunglasses being all sketchy. And actually, in the new movie, spoiler alert, he comes back. They bring back the character Dodgson, not the same actor.
Does he rape somebody?
No. Yeah, he rapes him at Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. Well, last time he was trying to steal a dinosaur. This time he's trying to steal the pussy.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have it. No.
Well, apparently he's a rapist.
Yeah. I think, anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a lot of corporate espionage in the world of theme parks.
Well, I mean, it's more like, it's a biological preserve. And it's really more like a big test site for science experiments, right? It's like the island of Dr. Moreau. He's just fucking man just fucking around with genetics.
I guess so,
over
but
there.
the guy's business, he's in the business of making theme parks and attractions, and this is his corporate rivals. This is somebody who makes theme parks and attractions.
Well, Biosyn is actually, Dodgson works for Biosyn. I don't know if that's said in the movie, but Biosyn is a tech or at like a bioengineering company,
Yeah.
and so they're trying to get their hands on the DNA.
Sure. So they can make dinosaurs
Right.
attractions. Like, what else can you do with dinosaur DNA?
Weapons.
Nothing. It's fucking
Weapons.
useless. Yeah, I guess so. It's
You
fucking
can weaponize dinosaurs.
Yeah, sure.
That's what that movie turns into.
Yeah,
The series. The Jurassic World series, actually.
Oh, okay. So apparently Nedry is upset because he's underpaid as the head computer programmer of Jurassic Park. It's kind of funny. Jurassic Park is known for being the film that embraced like computer generated images. And the film portrays the computer programmer as a fat slob who's a thief. It kind of shows the contempt the writers and filmmakers have for tech people.
I mean, Mr. Arnold, who we'll meet in a bit, is competent.
That's true, but he's not the computer programmer. He's like, he does something
He
else.
controls, yeah.
He knows how to use a computer as well, but he's not a fat dork.
Right.
Like, they really don't like
Oh, no.
the computer programmer.
Yeah, he's eating Butterfingers. And...
Yeah. So Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler meet Dr. Ian Malcolm on the plane, and along with the lawyer from the last scene, who's magically here now.
He gets around.
Yeah, it makes
time change, Gary.
definitely some continuity issues.
Time change.
Dr. Ian Malcolm is a hip, cool mathematician. He dresses in all black like Johnny Cash, and he wears turquoise jewelry like a middle-aged white woman living in New Mexico.
He's very trendy.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah, super cool.
He's into chaos theory.
Yeah.
He's trying to fuck Dr. Sattler.
Yeah, he's trying
instantly.
to cuck out.
He keeps grabbing Hammond's cock on the plane. It's like a power move. He's like, stop doing that.
He does do that. He keeps laughing at the couple.
I'm kind of rooting for Dr. Malcolm. These other two are such dumb hicks. They can't even figure out how to buckle their seatbelts properly.
Here's the thing, though. It's symbolic, Gary.
Yeah, I get that now, but I didn't get it when I watched the movie.
Oh, I don't think I ever got it. But
it's like an allegory for what happens with the female dinosaurs.
They got to bump uglies enough, and when they do...
So Grant's got the two female ends of the seatbelt, and he's just bumping clits.
Just rubbing them real
bumping
good.
clits, and then he just ties them together. This scene is another reason why I think Jurassic Park is a psyop to get kids to do math. In real life, these academic people are not hip and sexy like Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum.
Right.
They look more like Jack Horner, the paleontologist that was the technical advisor on the film.
Yeah, very much consulted. That guy has a crazy... Back then, he had a crazy big gray beard, and he's like kind of gangly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a paleontologist.
That's a real academic.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's a
These are
paleontologist.
Hollywood paleobotanists.
He was a paleontologist, Gary?
Yeah, I think he's a paleontologist. Upon arrival on the island, the group drives around in little Jurassic Park Jeeps, which I think you can actually buy from Jeep now.
Yeah?
Yeah. That probably says something about how marketing infantilized our generation.
Well, I always wanted a Jurassic Park Jeep, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go buy something real quick. Go spend all my money on a Jurassic Park Jeep. No, I always figured it'd be a project car or something, but I don't have the space for
Are
that.
they project cars, or are they really sold just like that from
I
Jeep?
haven't seen them.
I've seen a
really
few around LA.
Oh, there's a handful around LA. But you can go online to
Probably
JP.
just a trim package that you could have gotten.
JP Motor Pool has a full write up on how to convert your Jeep.
Or you could just write on your car, "I'm a big baby. I'm a big stupid baby. I don't know how to spend my money."
Big sellout, yeah.
So they come up upon a Brachiosaurus,
Yeah, Brachiosaurus.
and they're just like completely taken aback by the experience.
I mean, it's huge. It's the first full size scale dinosaur we've seen in the movie.
Yeah, and they didn't tell them that they were going to see dinosaurs. They just invited him to the park, basically.
Yeah.
Dr. Grant is coming in his pants at the sight of the dinosaur, and the lawyer is coming at the thought of how much money the park is going to make.
How much money the movie's going to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, he was real skeptical. He was like, John, I'm going to shut you down. As soon as he saw a dinosaur, like, he was like, money.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't give a shit about safety or anything anymore.
So then Hammond, Grant, and Sattler walk right up to this like 30-foot tall dinosaur. This happens throughout the series where like characters will come in contact with these peaceful omnivores. I don't really understand the logic. Like even elephants aren't predators and they'd still like trample humans to death, right?
Right. Yeah. Don't get near that elephant.
Yeah.
Or that water buffalo or whatever.
It's actually like Jurassic Park is downplaying the danger of like wild animals.
Sure.
You know?
And just pet them. They're cute. It's like
What can go wrong?
They're like it's more like Tiger King, less
Yeah.
less like an actual zoo. Oh, you wanna pet this velociraptor? It's so cute.
This would have been a great and like very different movie if it just started off with like these three characters getting stomped to death by this dinosaur. Oh shit!
The lawyer's like, shit. Well, now we got to cover this up.
But I do really hate these dinosaur people, and I'm looking forward to watching them get eaten. The worst part is when like they're all in awe at the dinosaurs, and Grant is like, "How'd they do it?" and Hammond just whispers, "I'll show you." It's fucking ugh.
With this
I was like expecting them to just like cut to a scene of him in a shed, like fucking a triceratops.
The treasure's, is this what you want?
Yeah.
Did you like this, Grant?
Yeah.
You asked for this.
I'm the dinosaur's mommy. So next, Hammond takes them to the Jurassic Park Visitor Center, and they watch a video about the process of cloning the dinosaurs, which involves getting dinosaur DNA from mosquitoes trapped in amber, like the shoehorned in second scene. Then the Jurassic Park scientists fill the gaps with the DNA of a frog.
Cool.
Yeah,
Smart.
and, they show this video, and it looks very much like a video that they would show at a a place like this in the 90s.
Yes, silly museum fucking video.
Or like going to like Universal Studios in like 1993.
Sure, yeah.
It's like that level of technology and presentation.
Yeah, John Hammond stabs his own finger in the picture and talks.
Yeah,
talks with.
It's like a big rear projection TV in front of a fucking amusement park ride.
Cartoon characters. Yeah.
That's what rides used to be in the 90s. So they try to squeeze like VR technology into the DNA sequencing process, which is like very fucking stupid. They're like, the DNA code is so long we could never read it, but with VR glasses you could look at the long code that you can never read.
Yeah, you can spin the one little chunk around a lot with your hands.
Okay, back to the scene in the Jurassic Park Visitor Center. They're watching the
movie
educational video, right? At one point, they're on the ride at the visitor center, and they're looking into the lab at the scientists working behind the glass. Yeah. And the lawyer asks Hammond if the people are autoerotica. He wants to know if they're going to masturbate as part of the show for the families.
And John Hammond corrects him with animatronics, but yeah, it's funny that the lawyer knows what autoerotica is.
Why did they use the term autoerotica? It's so strange.
Yeah, what is this lawyer into?
Do these scientists, they do self-fellatio?
Yeah, that's.
Did anybody read the script before they shot it?
Oh, I just went with it, Gary. I mean, they were like, make it up, and he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Autoerotica.
The group goes into the Jurassic Park lab, and they find where the eggs are incubated.
Right. They kind of break out of the ride. They just say, fuck this shit.
They break protocol.
And they
just go right into the lab.
Arms and legs outside of the vehicle.
Yeah, and they're just in time for an egg to hatch, and Dr. Grant is alarmed when he realizes they're breeding velociraptors.
Yeah.
And this is a scene with John Hammond, like, oh, I'm the dinosaur's mommy. I get to see all the dinosaurs when they're born because I'm their mommy. And this dude's a fucking psychopath.
He's an old man.
He's fucking crazy. He's breeding crazy monsters.
Yeah.
And he's completely out of it. He needs to be fucking mentally evaluated.
You didn't like him?
No, I want to see this motherfucker get his intestines ripped out by a velociraptor. All the fucking math and science that they squeeze into this, it's all bullshit. Because none of these dinosaurs are actually... The T-Rex is probably even that one is bullshit too. None of these dinosaurs act or look or really like how they really are. They're all just kind of changed for the movie anyways.
I mean, they consulted Horner to try to get them as accurate as they could. But it was of 1993. And also using filmmakers' artistic license. You know,
Yeah,
he
which
he
is
was
like, I
trying to
mean, as they should. They got to make a
Yeah.
movie. It's not a fucking educational film.
right, exactly. If you want to do that, you make
They
Walking
could
with
have cut all the
Dinosaurs.
shit about the frog cum right out of there, and I would have been fine with this movie.
But that does become an important point later on. So we've said that they're all female, you know, because they engineered them that way. That's what Dr. Wu says.
Yeah.
Wu is an interesting character because he actually he
Oh,
disappears.
the B.D. Wong character?
He disappears from the second and third movie,
Yeah.
but he returns for all 3 Jurassic World films.
Yeah.
He's actually a pretty important part, and I thought that was a neat character to hold over because
Well, they were getting desperate for people to come back to these movies. Let's be honest. By the
Oh,
third
for
one,
sure.
they were like, hey, Alan Grant, can we get fucking, 83-year-old Sam Neill to come back and fucking play with dinosaurs? They visit the raptor enclosure, which is fortified and electrified and all types of shit. There's a guard tower.
it's cool.
Basically a maximum security prison for dinosaurs.
Yeah. I'm sure the pen is way too small. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't look very big. I guess there's only 3 raptors, right?
Yes. But even still, they should have like a huge territory. And,
Yeah.
you know, instead of this little enclosure.
Yeah, they feed the raptors a cow with a crane and just like rip it apart.
Yeah, there's lower a cow.
It's pretty cool. And the movie still avoids fully showing the raptors. The raptors in Jurassic Park are like the shark in Jaws.
Right.
You
They're
know?
elusive
You
until
gotta tease it until the end.
right.
So Hammond and the academics have lunch in a weird smoky room full of projectors.
So
Really fucking weird set design.
yeah.
It looks like we're now in Blade Runner.
Well, you know, Spielberg loves the fog.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of atmosphere. Sounds like they let the cinematographer
Just come up with
just
the thing.
design the set. It's like, yeah, let's put projectors and
All right.
lights everywhere.
But it also is just a black box theater with these white plates with weird 90s styled food.
Why projectors? It's fucking 1993. It's supposed to be like high tech
TVs,
and
yeah.
I don't know.
Because it looks cool when it shines through the light. Yeah.
That's true.
No, I
It's,
mean,
very
no,
cinematic.
you're right. It's probably just very cinematic. This is a great scene. This is, I mean, as a kid, a lot of these scenes were kind of boring. You kind of like overlook it. You didn't know what autoerotica was, so that joke didn't make any sense as a kid. But, you know, watching it as an adult, I appreciate a lot more of it. And this scene is one of those things included. It's like you really like it's everybody's perspective of where they're coming at and their feelings on the park and the idea of genetic engineering and cloning. Like I said.
Yeah, basically all the experts tell Hammond that what he's doing is crazy. He shouldn't have done it. He should stop doing it. And Hammond just laughs it off, and despite their protests, everyone goes on the Jurassic Park tour with Hammond's grandkids,
It's a great
who show up to
idea.
give Dr. Grant a character arc, conveniently.
Right, because he hated kids, and hopefully by the end he'll love kids.
Well, basically they go from this park is wildly unsafe and shouldn't exist to, oh, there's a tour, let's take the kids.
Let's check it out.
It is a good scene, though. It's like great acting.
What this?
Yeah, the little lunch scene.
Oh yeah,
Especially, I think Jeff Goldblum really stands out.
right. What you call
It's an entertaining performance.
what is it? What you call
You know, you've packaged it and licensed it and slapped it on the lunch. And he starts like banging on the table. You
you're
smack it on the
selling.
lunch
You're
box.
selling.
Yeah, this is great.
And before you even know what you had, you're you didn't stop to think if you should,
Yeah,
whether or
yeah.
not you could, right? And I think that's a
It's
a good,
ironic that like this movie is you're talking about all this, you know,
Like
the kind of
slapping it on a
disaster
lunchbox.
of technology in the hands of corporations, and it's just like the biggest corporate movie ever made at the time.
They're licensing their own stuff in their own movies. You know, I'm like, you know, they're showing the symbol that they projected everywhere in the
And I
on
think,
the lunch boxes
honestly, I
he's
just
laughing
think
about.
Baby boomers are so self-focused; they don't even understand the irony of it. They're just like, yeah, I'm making a great movie about how corporations suck. So Hammond's grandkids take liking to Dr. Grant. They want to ride with him, but he hates kids so much he can't even stand to be in the same car with them.
Yeah, he really hates.
Again, very unlikable character.
Hey, I mean, he just likes dinosaur bones. He likes digging
yeah.
up easy to find bones
Yeah.
and finding whole skeletons, and that's what jazz is in.
He forces the kids to ride with the lawyer who looks like a pedophile, and then he just sits there while Jeff Goldblum hits on Laura Dern.
Just kind of sitting there, like looking out the window, thinking about dinosaurs. While Jeff, like, clearly is. I mean,
He fucking sucks. Fuck this guy. The tour goes wrong immediately. None of the dinosaurs show up, and then Dr. Grant and Sattler get out of their tour vehicle.
would
Check
you
out a sick Triceratops.
would you expect Dr. Grant to just suddenly jump out of a moving vehicle? And there again, and now I'm by myself, talking to myself, and that's chaos theory.
It's better than mine, but still not good.
Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna enjoy. Wait, I'm not fondling your dick enough. Hang on, I gotta like choke you a little bit, you know, while I'm talking to you.
It's chaos theory. I'm grabbing your cock right now.
I gotta tug on your.
I
ear.
shouldn't be grabbing your cock right now on this plane in front of these other people. This is totally inappropriate, but it's chaos theory.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect me to just totally unzip your fly and start sucking on your dick right now. That's chaos. Oh, and you came immediately. You didn't expect that, did you?
Yeah.
You weren't even hard. How did it? Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Let me just touch your shoulder again.
Yeah.
Now I'm pulling on your. I'm pulling on your hair. Now my finger's going into your ear. Ooh! Wow! This is something. This is amazing. I'm inside your ear, and this is deep. This nice canal. Yes. Oh yes, fantastic. All right, now back to it, Gary. What you were saying? He seemed to get a little more eccentric over the years. I don't know if that's him playing into himself. If he's always been an eccentric person, but in this movie he definitely doesn't seem to be as weird as he is now.
It's just funny. The character in the movie almost feels like it's just him being Jeff Goldblum.
You think so? I mean, have you seen him now,
Isn't he kind
Gary?
of known for being a weird, eccentric guy and fucking a lot?
Even more so now, though. Like if you took that character and caricaturized it like I just did, if you became like a fake version of that character, that's like current Jeff Goldblum.
Well, what does getting that much pussy do to your brain?
I mean,
You know what I mean?
That's got to warp you. That's got to warp.
You can't be mad at the guy.
You can just go around like
He's been doing coke and fucking 22-year-olds for like 30 years.
ooh, it's like it's my first time too.
Yeah. So
22-year-olds, come on, that's not their first time. What am I talking about?
20. Oh yeah.
No, 22-year-olds.
Yeah, he's not taking their virginity. They're not 18-year-olds. You know.
Yeah.
He's got a little. He likes a little spice on his, a little seasoning on his ladies. So the Triceratops looks really good.
He's married. He's
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's happily married.
I always see pictures of him like choking fucking.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, but I think he's happily married, and it
open
seems like
marriage.
his relationship turns him on still. And anytime he's talked about, he wants to go jerk off in the corner.
Would you just read a fucking GQ magazine article with Jeff Goldblum?
I was watching. I saw a Q&A before the new Jurassic World, and he was part of the panel, and.
Yeah.
They were talking about how he had running scenes. You know, it's a whole older cast. They're all like from the originals and stuff. And so everybody's 50s and 70s now. So anyway, they were saying they had to kind of cut around Jeff because when he runs, he kind of runs with a little bit of jazz in it.
Yeah.
He's a jazz musician now, like a lot. He plays piano a lot.
Oh, is he one of these actors who thinks that we give a fuck about his music now, and he always has to talk about his music?
He's very much into piano now.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably.
Oh, great.
So anyway, I just hear when he's running, he's got like this timing, like, and
he runs like a fuking asshole. He's bad at running.
Yeah. I guess moral of the story. Yeah, he's bad. He's a bad runner. Too much counting in his head. Counting all the pussy he's got.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Jeff Goldblum has gotten a lot of pussy. So the CG dinosaurs look good for 1993, but we're at the Triceratops scene where they find the sick Triceratops.
Oh yeah, this Triceratops is 100% CGI. Did you know that, Gary?
Really? I thought it was a practical
No.
puppet made by Stan
No.
Winston that was operated by 8 people.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You
Yeah.
called me out on my bluff.
Yeah.
This was a puppet. It looks great. You know, it looks like a big sick creature that's, barely clinging to life.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's kind of ironic that this is the movie that killed like all these practical effects. They look awesome. They
Right.
really work well.
And actually, looking back on it, I didn't count, but it doesn't have too many digital shots. They had a lot of practical shots, and actually 2 stop motion shots.
Yeah, I know a couple of Phil Tippett's shots actually got in there. but not much. Most of it was
Yeah, pretty much everything was
digital.
replaced. And in fact, I think the story behind that is now that we're talking about practical versus digital, that at some point, when Spielberg came back, someone slipped a video of the digital test in. Phil did not want that. They were going to do it stop motion, right?
Yeah.
He had done a number of tests, and that was in there, but someone from, I don't know, ILM or something slipped that digital proof in there. And, which is fine because it was new technologies. It's cool.
Yeah,
If you're breaking bounds,
basically
that's fine.
Phil Tippett moved from being the guy who's going to actually make these scenes to being like the advisor to the
Yeah.
digital effects team.
Right.
And the whole line in this movie where the paleontologists are like, "Oh, I guess we're extinct."
Mm-hmm.
That was what he said when Spielberg told him, "You're fired.
Yeah.
Your job is gone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know this industry? You're never going to work in this town again, Phil.
Yeah.
Essentially. I mean, here's the thing.
I think Phil Tippett continued to work in that, but it's just, the go motion was done.
Yeah, Go Motion, for those of you who don't know, is a stop motion, which is taking pictures one at a time using an armatured character, usually foam around some sort of ball and socket, little steel frame, whatever, wires and shit. But Go Motion incorporated robots and like mechanisms within these stop motion puppets that additionally moved them when they were taking pictures, so that they could use a motion blur, and you could see like a smoothness to the animation. So it wasn't just like a single frame that doesn't blend to the next one because there is this motion blur, but that was being built in. And essentially that was
basically they move the thing when they photograph it, so it blends in better because it looks like it has some motion blur.
Yeah, which you'd get with real movement.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty shitty.
Pretty shitty to
process.
to lose that. But at the same time, he was.
Oh no, I mean, I think it looks pretty shitty.
Oh yeah. No, it's archaic. You could, I think there are modern ways you can do like nice frame blending and force motion blurring that look really good, and I've been practicing with that.
Yeah, that would make way more sense.
But at that time, they just didn't have that, and it wasn't really utilized too much. Maybe RoboCop was one of the few, and like
I think it was just like one
Dragon
of the
Slayer.
sequels, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point was he was continued. Phil Tippett, he did continue working on the movie, and actually a lot of the stop motion artists, they had a rig to animate the CGI characters that was essentially a character. It was built like a dinosaur sort of shape, and the animators animated that like a stop motion puppet, and that translated into the computer. So a lot of the animations look so good is because it was animated by professional animators rather than people working entirely on a computer. And that's why I think a lot of early 90s computer animation looks shitty, is because you got these real jaggedy, robotic, shitty animations, because animating on a computer is hard as fuck. Like moving the little things like different degrees and whatnot, and like getting the thing, it's just tricky. It's a lot of moving parts. And back in the day, I'm sure it was super heavy on like the 75 computers you had to hook up, the 75 Dells you like linked together to get like a wireframe structure.
Yeah, I think it would take like an hour to composite a shot, and then it would take like 4 hours to render it. And then when they had to render like the T-Rex in the rain, it was like 6 hours to render a shot. But yeah, I'm sure computers nowadays will rip right through that shit.
6 hours to render one shot. Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not so bad.
It doesn't really sound that bad, right?
No. That was from a documentary.
But that's, I think I just read that on Wikipedia. But that's still, it's probably like them with the greatest computer they can get at the time.
Right. They were going all out. This
And it
is
was
Jurassic
probably
Park.
standard def, right? You know?
You think so?
Yeah, I'm sure they could probably have remastered it in high def or 4K, but I don't know if they would have had HD as they might have. I guess it could have been in a higher aspect ratio or a higher resolution than standard def, but probably not much. It probably was pretty much around standard def at that time.
Interesting.
You know, or I'm just assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. Because I mean,
I don't think they had the technology for HD. They probably had I don't know,
Digital
93.
HD transfers? How would you do
I don't
that?
even know if they had full 480 technology back then. Like
they would have had to.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
remake
Yeah, I'm
effects
sure they
for
did.
like the 4K in like the newer release. You know, it went back to theaters for 3D.
they probably just re-rendered the effects.
You think so?
Yeah, don't you think they have it? The
I don't
program.
know. I haven't seen it in 3D. You know.
Yeah, I haven't seen. All right, yeah, I don't know about the 3D, but the new whatever transfer they have of it that's like HD looks good.
On HBO?
Yeah.
Is that where you watched it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look good. It was actually since I used to watch it on on VHS, dude. You know, wore out that VHS. That thing was all sorts of staticky.
But
and
also,
shitty.
I bet the VHS hides, or the lower resolution hides
So
the
much.
seams of the CG a lot too.
Sure.
You know.
That said, it looked great. It looked great in this HD transfer. Like all the stuff looked like it was a little more clean, so the 3D models didn't look as detailed as they do now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't taken out of it by the smoothness of the models. I think the animation still works. The shots were still composed, so we felt like they could actually be taken instead of like drone shots flying around the whole scene above dinosaurs and through their crotches and whatever.
Yeah.
It was well shot, to really make you feel the scale of these things.
Yeah, it's very well shot for sure. The tour is cut short because of a tropical storm. And while this is happening, the park's disgruntled computer programmer, Dennis Nedry, deactivates the security system so he can gain access to the cold storage unit and steal the fertilized dinosaur embryos. Yeah. The computer hack also cuts power to the tour vehicles, and everyone gets out of their fake automated SUVs, which are just regular SUVs adapted to have a human driver in the trunk.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's like, these high-tech, all electric. It's like, no, it's just a regular Ford Explorer with the dude crammed in the trunk and like the steering column adapted in a way so there's a little steering wheel in the fucking trunk.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like in the actual, like in the movie, like Hammond didn't actually have a track. He just like paid some midgets to
Well, you can see that. I don't think you can see there's a track under the cars. I don't think there's anything connecting them to them. It's like,
right.
Yeah.
So Hammond employed a couple of small people to drive his cars
You
around.
think they did put midgets in the trunk?
Yeah.
That might have been it.
Grant never saves him out of the back.
It would be funny if the trunk of the Ford Explorer is just like a little car cab. A little cab for a little midget.
You can break off when any side of danger.
Yeah.
The back left tire.
I guess I'm saying this again. I'm sorry if this is repetitive. So they find a sick Triceratops. It's been tranquilized, and Dr. Sattler stays with the trainer while everyone else goes back to the SUVs.
She just wants to dig through more poop.
Yeah, isn't she a fucking botanist? The
She's
fuck?
What do you mean?
She's supposed to be like into like a researcher of like plants.
Yeah, she's looking for berries in the shit.
Yeah, but why is she so interested in animals?
Because she's looking for berries.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. She's really into it. She's feeling it. Dr. Grant, who did jump out of a moving vehicle to go see the Triceratops, he's over it. He listened to it breathe. He's ready to go back to the cars. He's right. But no, she's really into it. She loves dinosaurs.
Yeah, she's having a good time digging through the dinosaur shit. So they get back to the SUVs as the storm's rolling in, and the Tyrannosaurus shows up, and it looks really fucking amazing.
It looks dope.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great.
This scene actually, really holds up. Like,
Yeah, this is a great scene.
all of it looks nice.
The T-Rex attacks the vehicle with Hammond's grandkids, and yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing.
You can see
a bunch of potted plants and like reflector boards on the left side of the screen at some point. This was shot in a studio. A lot of the exteriors were shot in Hawaii, but this sequence with the big T-Rex was shot in a studio.
Yeah, the big T-Rex looks awesome. It's a lot of like practical head, and it looks pretty great. I mean, you could definitely tell when it's CG, and it looks fine. It looks good for 93.
You accept it. Like, it works for the scene, and I'm not taken out of it necessarily.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have shots where, you know, the animatronic bumps the car, and then it comes out of frame, and then immediately the computer version walks towards the car, and it's a great fusion. I think you know, they did what they could with they really pushed both.
Yeah, it's a good scene. There is some goofy shit though, like the lawyer ditches the kids and hides in the bathroom, and then Dr. Malcolm runs with the flare, and he sends the dinosaur through the bathroom.
Yeah,
and it looks like Jeff Goldblum is like riding on the dinosaur's nose when it crashes into the building.
That's quite the ride, huh?
It's pretty silly, right?
Whoop.
Doesn't really fit at all. These are supposed to be like scary monsters, and he's just like riding on its fucking face.
Well, he doesn't say "Hi Ho Silver" or anything. You know, he just launches him. He just gets a dinosaur nose to the crotch while he's trying to leap away from its mouth.
Yeah, wouldn't it just eat him?
I don't know.
All right, whatever.
Hey, hitting the nose is better than hitting its teeth or hitting its
Yeah, I guess so.
giant dinosaur dick. You know what I get done by a horny dino?
No, I think they're all ladies, Ross. I don't think they have dicks.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you know, let me check my privilege right now. Women can also have penises. I'm sorry, Russ.
Yeah, no, thank you, Gary.
Then the cowardly lawyer gets eaten by the T-Rex.
Is that funny?
Yeah, it's goofy. It's all CG.
Yeah,
But,
his body gets broken all to pieces. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a memorable sequence. Everybody loves the toilet gag. He is wearing pants, which always was like, why is he wearing pants? He's supposed to be shitting, right? But
No, he's just hiding in the bathroom.
like, oh, okay.
He's gonna take a shit.
Yeah, I thought he had to take a shit, Gary. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
yeah.
To quote the movie, you know, he had to shit. You see a dinosaur, I might have to shit. I don't want to be stuck with like a dinosaur running around with shit in my butt. What if I got to shit while the dinosaur's chasing me?
Yeah. So we've established the T-Rex only sees movement, which also isn't true. It can't spot you if you remain still. So Dr. Grant gets the girl out of the crushed Jeep, and the T-Rex pushes the car with the little boy off the cliff. A cliff, by the way, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that cliff comes out of nowhere. I was trying to figure out how did that scene work? It doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
That T-Rex could not get over that
cliff. The T-Rex just appeared from the hole in the fence, and it was flat land. There was no cliff there. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
I think it might be the other side of the road. I've spent years debating this, and it might be the opposite side of the road.
But the fence is broken. It's where he came through.
Yeah, you're right. That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. So next, Nedry gets stuck in the mud trying to escape the park, and he gets got by a Dilophosaurus.
Gets got. Yeah.
Yeah.
This scene is one of my favorites.
It's good casting on Nedry.
Yeah, he's great. He's like particularly dislikable and funny enough to be like, haha, you know.
Yeah, they really play him as like a slob and a villain. But maybe if he was paid properly, he wouldn't have risked his life to steal dinosaur embryos.
Well, maybe John Hammond shouldn't have spared some expense.
Yeah, he keeps reminding everyone that he spared no expense, but he's underpaying his lead computer programmer.
Who's doing 200 million lines of code or something.
Yeah. The Hammond character is very unlikable. He's just like eating ice cream while his goofy grandkids are getting fucking slaughtered by the T-Rex.
It's melting.
Yeah.
You're right. He's a man who
psycho.
doesn't know when to stop, is what I've realized. Watching this movie this previous time, he's always has to be in control. He's always trying to be in control. Even when, like you're saying, in a scene further on when he's eating ice cream, it's
like a CEO with a god complex.
Yeah, he knows it's going to go bad, so he might as well eat ice cream, right?
Yeah.
It's
He dresses like Dr. Moreau and sounds like Richard Branson.
He's got his own island, dude.
Yeah.
Might as well dress like a crazy Marlon Brando.
Elon Tusk.
Yeah.
Bill Gates. because there's gates.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know if that's a pun. It's a pun. It's something.
It's an attempt. He's like the crackhead guy who makes the pillows. Imagine if that guy had the technology to make dinosaurs.
Crackhead guys gonna make the pillows?
Yeah, the My Pillow guy. Mike Lindell, My Pillow.
Oh yeah, with the it's
know?
not the square one, right?
I don't know. Is it a square one?
I don't know.
How about my dinosaur? I made these dinosaurs here in America, in Detroit.
You know,
Yeah,
he's a big dinosaur.
I would buy it. I would buy it immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
4 easy payments of $19.99.
They're pretty dope.
Would you buy a dinosaur, Gary?
No, I don't think so.
Come on, what if it was on sale?
Seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
So Hammond has a discussion with Dr. Sattler while he's eating ice cream, and it illustrates what a snake oil salesman he is. His first attraction was a flea circus. This guy's a fucking schmuck. Jurassic Park is an overpriced roadside attraction.
Yeah, for the super rich.
Yeah. Speaking of which, where are all the tourists supposed to take shelter when these tropical storms roll in?
Oh, right.
There's no hotels on the island.
No. Tropical shelters, I mean, like storm shelters should have been his first investment.
Yeah. So they just have to boat in and hope they can get back later. It makes no fucking sense.
No, they would be doomed. It's a bad setup.
A big corporate amusement park on a Costa Rican island isn't very logical. How are they going to get the dipping dots there? You know?
Hey, they do have a lot of staff though, Gary. Like they're super staffed up. Like there's like two people per gate when they first come in, just standing out by the helicopter pad. You know, there's like 8 people just like opening doors.
And where is Hammond getting all this money for islands and helicopters and dinosaurs? This is like small country money, not like Six Flags money.
Right.
You know, maybe Jurassic Park is a front for like, cocaine dealers or something in Costa Rica. You know, the DEA shows up and they tell them, sorry, you can't go in there. There's dinosaurs in there.
Oh, yeah. You wanna go check? Just go through this one.
Just fucking cocaine plants in the fucking raptor pen.
Smart.
It is pretty smart. Seems. I mean, Hammond does look like fucking Scarface with his fucking all white.
White outfit. Oh
suit.
man, can you Photoshop?
It's obviously a front.
Can you Photoshop that? Make that a thing?
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friends.
Just a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So Sattler goes with the game warden Robert Muldoon
Aye.
to search for survivors.
The shortest shorts you've ever seen. Did you notice how short?
Yeah,
My
it
balls
looks
are
like he
almost
worked on
sticking
his
out.
legs too.
Yeah.
Like I think he knew he was going to be in those shorts, and he was like, I don't want to look like fucking that lawyer dork.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's got to look like the cool one.
Yeah. So all they
I remember
find
him being pretty badass in the book. He
Yeah.
uses a rocket launcher and shit.
Oh, okay.
That shit does not happen in the movie. By the way.
Yeah.
He does have this sweet Spaz 12 though, with like folding stock.
What is it?
His pump action shotgun. Mm-hmm. It's a Spaz 12.
Oh, okay.
With a folding stock.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get one for dinosaur safety.
Sure. I wonder if that would really do much against a fucking dinosaur.
I mean,
I guess
it's a 12 gauge. I don't know.
It's for like they probably have bullets and things that are for like hippos and fucking dinosaurs.
It's
elephants.
It's a combat shotgun. It's made for close range.
Oh, okay.
Military.
That seems
use.
stupid. You think there'd be like an elephant gun or something that they would use?
Right, something way bigger. But
Yeah.
that's gonna blow your shoulder out. No.
You want to get the dinosaur from far away too.
I think it's got like a triple shot or something. There's something nice about the Spaz.
Okay.
It's like multi-round. Like
Yeah. So all they find is like Malcolm, and then the Tyrannosaurus returns.
Oh wait, hang on. I think you might have skipped something. So we're talking about
Sattler goes with the game warden Robert Muldoon to search for survivors, and they find an injured Malcolm just before the Tyrannosaurus returns.
Oh, he doesn't have the shotgun at this point. Sorry.
Okay. Grant, Tim, and Lex take shelter in a treetop and encounter a Brachiosaurus. Again, I don't know why we assume dinosaurs would be friendly just because they don't eat meat.
Right. Grant's all like pulling on it with a branch. He would get yanked the fuck out of that tree, dude.
Lots of
He'd
animals that
fall
don't eat meat are dangerous to
100
people. It's
feet. Yeah. They'll trample you. They'll bite you. This one time I was in Peru and a horse was coming after us for no reason.
yeah.
It's so scary. That
I've seen
horse,
giraffes fuck up
dude,
people.
yeah. That horse's teeth were huge. Like, I can only imagine a thing that's 50,000 times huger.
Yeah. Even if it didn't want to eat you, it could just fucking swat you out of the tree.
Right.
Just for annoying it. It's very dumb.
It wants a leaf behind you and it bites your hand off by accident.
Yeah. So Dr. Grant and the kids discover the broken shells of dinosaur eggs. I'm sorry. And then, Dr. Grant concludes that the dinosaurs have been breeding, which because of their frog DNA, basically some West African frogs can change their sex in a single-sex environment.
Mm-hmm.
And the dinosaurs have probably figured out how to do that as well. So, I just think, Jurassic Park is really woke, Russ. For a movie from 1993.
Yeah, sure.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. How about transition sex?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, all the female dinosaurs are bumping clits and making babies.
Getting off the toilet seat, huh?
Getting off the toilet seat?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Getting pregnant from the toilet seat?
Well, there's no cum.
Oh, yeah.
They got to grow dicks.
Yeah. Like earthworms.
The government turned the frogs gay.
They did, though.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, ungay. Re-gay?
Happy Pride Month, Russ.
What if it's like just self-birth?
So, unable to reactivate the security system, Hammond and Chief Engineer Ray Arnold, the Sam Jackson character, decide to reboot the park system. Instead of reactivate it, they have to reboot it.
Sam Jackson does not want to do this. Also, he's great in this movie. He's got a great catch line, hold on to your butts, and he's just smoking cigarettes, which is why this whole room is so smoky all the time.
Yeah, he does smoke throughout the film, which is something that kind of went away in the 90s.
What, smoking in movies?
Yeah.
So
So
you wouldn't really have that.
What's that?
Yeah, you wouldn't really have that. I mean,
Started to kind of, especially in a kids movie, you wouldn't see that now.
I mean, it's PG-13. It's made for adults.
What do you think? 13-year-olds are fucking adults?
Yes.
So the group shuts down the park's grid and retreats to an emergency bunker.
Yep.
While Arnold heads to a maintenance shed to complete the rebooting process.
Yeah, it should be simple.
Yeah, and then when Arnold fails to return, Sattler and Muldoon head for the maintenance shed.
Now with the Spaz 12.
Sure. They discover the shutdown has deactivated the remaining fences and released the velociraptors.
I know, with Raptor Burger on the run. Yeah, he says something here. It sounds like Raptor Burger. I've never understand. Now with Raptor Burger on the run.
Oh, okay.
I should have had it with subtitles, but
Yeah, the movie's been getting you hyped up for these raptors.
yeah, dude.
To get out and fuck shit up, and finally it's happening.
So here we go. More teasing. But.
Yeah. So Muldoon distracts the raptors while Sattler goes to turn the power back on before being attacked by a raptor and discovering Arnold's severed arm, which is kind of cheese dick. And then Muldoon is caught off guard.
It's a gross gag. It's kind
It
of
doesn't
like
really make any sense.
it's like the only gore in the movie, and it really doesn't really make too much sense either.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's very cartoony too. So Muldoon is caught off guard and killed by the other two raptors.
I'd like to think that Arnold still exists, and he's just armless somewhere in the park.
Well, they were gonna do like a longer death scene for him, but the set got destroyed by a storm.
Oh,
So they just cut it from the film completely.
yeah, they were hit with a lot of storms
In Hawaii, I think, yeah.
So makes sense.
So Grant, Tim, and Lex reach the visitor center, and Grant heads out to look for Sattler, leaving Tim and Lex inside.
I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry, not to interrupt, Gary, but you know, a production that's also plagued with things. Just like they're trying out new technologies. They got crazy amount of animatronics that are like shaking in the rain because the skins are getting too heavy and waterlogged, and they're getting all just sorts of interesting, difficult things to deal with. Sets getting destroyed and storms every day. And that's why the continuity is all over the place. One second the car's not wet, the next second it's wet, and I think Spielberg works best when he has to work with what he's got, when he has to have the things that were captured that are real, like the indexical nature of production. The actual, I'm filming this with a camera, and this is capturing what we made in reality and presenting it back to you, right? In old Indiana Jones, you have a guy jumping off a horse onto a truck. There's actually a guy jumping off a horse onto a truck. Now, Indiana Jones, there's Harrison Ford's stunt double with his CG face using ropes to jump, onto a pad, and then they'll throw a truck underneath him, and it's like that indexical nature is gone. And it's a real shame, because I think something magic is captured in reality, and you cannot fabricate it in a computer. And that is my spiel on Spielberg's current work. I think he's become too reliant on controlling the frame, on wanting to have every single part real. But you'll never have a scene where some guy's talking and a fly just lands on his face and crawls into his mouth like you do in Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're just not going to have that shit, because why would you have a fly crawl into his mouth? Like, fucking dumb. But you captured that shit, so I don't know. The magic, man. The magic.
For sure. I'm sorry, I got to pee again.
The magic, Gary. The magic.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, no, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. So there's a scene where the kids are eating all the unrefrigerated cakes and shit. Real, like, cutesy kid stuff.
I mean, dude, if you're going to go to the buffet, what would you always get at the buffet, Gary?
I don't know. Why? What's your point? You go for the cake?
I don't know. I usually went for Jell-O. I usually got like.
I think that's just all there is. I mean, I don't.
I usually got like as many.
It's all shit
flavors.
that's like refrigerated, right?
Yeah,
it's all like the fucking half-warm cakes from the night before, which is probably like it's probably not good.
Yeah, but I always went with Jell-O. I'm paying like, $21 a head to go eat all you can eat Jell-O. The
really?
cheapest snack you could ever make at home for fucking $2.
Yeah.
Wait, $1? It's like 15 cents a pack, that stuff.
Yeah, it's a big difference between like Jurassic Park and Jaws. It's like shit like this,
What, Jell-O?
Yeah. Well, Jaws was made for this scene with the fucking kids. Ooh, there's the fun scene where we eat all the cakes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
This is for babies.
Yeah. And then we shake the Jell-O because we're scared.
Yeah. Jaws was made for adults to join their night out, and this was made to sell Happy Meals to millennials. Tim and Lex are pursued by the raptors into the kitchen.
Ooh, sniffing out flesh.
What's up?
Sniffing out all that Jell-O. He just wants that Jell-O.
I guess so. But they escape and join Grant and Sattler, who have returned to the group.
I will say, I think the dinosaur in the kitchen scene is a classic suspenseful.
Yeah, it's a great scene. This movie is
good.
like full of iconic scenes, and the kitchen scene's really well done. There's like a lot of practical. The practical raptors look way better than the CG, but yeah, it all looks good.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a bitch to shoot in the set with all reflective shit everywhere. They probably had to cover all the lights and stands and shit in Duvetine.
Sure, yeah. Things are way too shiny. This kitchen has never been used like that. Like,
it is a brand new building.
Yeah, I guess so. It would have to be. Like no one's been in it.
Yeah, so I guess they all get into like the control room, and then Lex uses the computer to restore the park's power.
She's
a hacker.
Yeah, she's a hacker.
Sets that up earlier.
Like that is a cheap setup. That's kind of a throwaway line by Tim before they find the eggs. But Also, this computer system, no wonder it crashed. It's like using all its computer memory in like 1993 to run this like visual like flyover of all these little buildings.
It's like a CDR VR thing to control the whole place.
Yeah,
It
man.
doesn't really make any sense.
Like she could find anything in that maze of nonsense. No. But hey, it works. Also, is Ellie even helping? If you're on a door and the door's trying to open, and I sit on the far side of it near the hinges, am I stopping it at all?
That's pretty dumb.
Right?
Should probably go for the gun.
Yeah, you probably should have just gone for the gun. It's right there. It's right there. And then, I mean, I don't want to jump the gun. They get it running, right? But then, they call Mr. Hammond. They're like, oh, we're running again. And he's like, great. Fucking, I loved, are the kids okay? Anyway, and then all of a sudden, the dinosaur's at the window. And so someone tells Grant to shoot the window or something. And he does that. Why would you do that? You're just weakening the window.
Yeah, for sure. Is that all you gotta say?
That's all I gotta say about that.
Just
shit.
the logic of shooting the window.
Yeah, why would you shoot the window and weaken
Yeah.
it? Like, I'm sure it's stronger than having bullet holes in it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're dinosaur-proof windows, but yeah, it does. There's a lot of plot things in this that are kind of dumb. So as they try to escape through the front entrance, they're cornered by the raptors,
No.
and the Tyrannosaurus appears and attacks the raptors. And this is a pretty cool ending here. It's a great scene with the ending shot of the T-Rex in the lobby of the visitor center and the banner ironically falling.
Yeah, it's quite great.
It's a pretty cool way to end it.
Big roar, yeah.
And then Hammond pulls up in a Jeep with Malcolm, and they get on a helicopter and they get out of there. And that's it.
Wow. No, I mean, it's not. Grant looks out the window. You know, everybody's beat up in the helicopter. Grant looks out the window and looks at some pelicans. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about how, wow, dinosaurs have evolved into birds and are like modern day birds better, I guess.
Is that supposed to be like a foreshadowing of like these birds are migrating? They're going to, like the dinosaurs are going to leave. They're going to get off the island or some shit.
I mean, that was actually a lot of what the book was about. But yeah, the raptors start doing migration patterns at the end of the book, right before the Costa Rican government comes in and napalms the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably called for.
Yeah. The book's got all sorts of crazy shit. They got to crawl into a volcano, and they got to,
That sounds kind of stupid.
they gotta, there's a bazooka, and there's a baby that gets ate by some tiny dinosaurs off the island. That shit happens at the beginning.
Yeah, I think they were going to do that in the movie and they cut it out.
Yeah,
But it was too dark
it
or
was
something.
pretty dark. I mean, it makes sense, having a baby get eaten.
I heard that all the scenes that they cut out, they basically put in the sequels.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And it's neat, actually, having done so much research on the first one and seeing actually what did carry over to the sequels. The second one also was based on a book and kind of the same deal. They kind of went their own separate ways. They're like, I'm making the movie, you make the book, Michael. We'll have a similar something, maybe. Peace, and then they went off and did their own thing. And
well, the sequel, The Lost World, is really it's terrible. It's a big pile of dinosaur shit.
that
It's really bad.
is one big pile of shit.
Yeah. Even as a 10-year-old kid, I could figure out that Lost World was a real piece of shit.
Yeah, I wanted to like it because Jurassic Park changed my life, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jurassic Park Lost World did not change my life.
Yeah, I mean, this and Saving Private Ryan are probably like the last two Spielberg movies that I could really get into.
And, that's, I would say, probably just Saving Private Ryan. As a long-term Jurassic Park fan with one who has a specific drawer full of T-shirts of the Jurassic Park branding.
Yeah.
I can proudly say, as a critical thinker, that Jurassic Park 1 is a good movie. And
yeah, Jurassic
the other
Park 1
ones-
is good, and that's about it.
And the other ones are made to make money.
Well, the first one was made to make money, but it's still a good movie.
Definitely.
They could have done both.
Yeah, for sure. They should have done both. The Jurassic World franchise, that said, is very self-aware, and if you can accept that and not, I don't know. I think it does a lot of things that work. The second one is like they took the action figures and they're like, all right, remember the action figure hunters that we've never had? Let's make that hunter from the first Kenner line of action figures a character. He collects dinosaur teeth and puts them on his necklace.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it really is. It's fucking
action figures.
commercial for toys.
Fighting, yeah. And so, the newer ones, they're not super great, but as a fan, I enjoy all of them to some degree. And actually, this last one, Dominion, was pretty decent. So, if I had to give a franchise, no, cut the scary.
Is the toy thing still huge? I guess so, right? Like the Avengers and shit.
Oh,
toy things.
yeah, Jurassic Park is pumping out toys like a mofo.
I remember when things started getting like into the 90s, especially like Batman and Robin. I just remember like it was on everything. Like you would buy mundane groceries and it would have fucking Batman and Robin on it. Like the marketing was just so out of control.
Milk, huh?
You'd buy like fucking just everything had Batman and Robin on it, and every fast food chain had fucking
Batman onions? Okay.
yeah. And, I see that a lot nowadays too.
Yeah, I mean, why not? If it makes money, I guess.
Because that's how stupid people are in this country. They're like, oh my, it's got Batman on it.
Dude, I just bought the bacon.
And why do you think this is? Because this is how we grew up with all this fucking marketing and bullshit.
I bought the Raptor burger the other day from Carl's Jr.
Oh yeah, is it good?
The Jurassic Park Raptor burger.
Yeah,
WRAPTOR because it's wrapped in lettuce. There's no bun.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it's got fried zucchini on it.
Yeah.
And
why does it need to have a movie tie-in?
I don't know.
Would it be
So
as
stupid.
enjoyable as a food product without the movie tie-in? Is it necessary?
Was it? I don't know. I think it was. Yeah, I don't know. It's marketing. It's marketing to get creative and to throw Jurassic Park at it. I don't know.
It's marketing to distract you from what's really going on in the world.
And I think that's why Jurassic Park succeeds. It's very. It did the thing it proclaims against. It like commodifies the dinosaur, right? It cheapens.
Yeah, well, that's another
the
thing. Like
dinosaur.
the dinosaur was a real phenomenon in the 90s, especially. It had been around before that. I think the boomers loved dinosaurs, and that was kind of part of it. They could share the dinosaurs they loved as kids with their children.
Sure.
But there was definitely like a dinosaur craze that I think was going on in the 90s.
Oh yeah, it reemerged.
I don't know if it
real hard.
If it was Jurassic Park, that caused it, or if it was already kind of going on.
There was a couple movies before it. There was We're Back, which was released in like '92, I think.
Yeah.
Also, a Stephen Spielberg produced film for kids with dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
It was like it's only like an hour, like 97 minutes long or something, right? Mm-hmm. Like 87 minutes long. It's very, very short.
Yeah.
So, wait, maybe 62 minutes. It doesn't matter. Point is, it's a very short movie, but it was for children and dinosaurs, and also the TV show Dinosaurs with the Jim Henson sitcom. With I'm the baby, gotta love me. I'm gonna beat my dad in the head with a frying pan. That's a funny joke.
We would always misgender his parents. So,
He would?
Yeah, the baby. He would think the dad was the mom.
Oh,
Remember? Not the mama. And he would hit the dad.
Funny. That's comedy, Gary.
This is comedy, yeah. A lot of that in these dinosaur movies. There's a lot of, you know.
So I think you were building it into the world before Jurassic Park, and that was the culmination of like, ooh, dinosaurs so scary and big.
Yeah, I don't know
So
if there was just like it became a big thing in the 90s because there was a scientific discovery or there was a museum exhibit, but for some reason it was really in the zeitgeist. And I think the show Dinosaurs was more of inspired by Jurassic Park. I think it came after, but I might be wrong. Right? I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of dinosaur shit when we were kids, and I feel like since then it's kind of a cliche that kids like dinosaurs, but I think it really became big in the 90s.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are fucking dumb. I didn't like dinosaurs.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Could you tell?